Hello, my friends. As of today, the occupiers continue to assault the positions of the Ukrainian Armed Forces along the entire front line. Despite all the challenges, the Ukrainian forces stand their ground and hold the defense with great determination. In general, there will be a lot of news, so watch the video to the end and don't forget to share it on social media. This greatly helps promote my channel. Thank you. Let's start with the Kupiansk direction. Here, the occupiers persist in self-destructing in the Synkivka area. There is no other way to describe it. For several days now, the most challenging offensive actions have been ongoing, with a significant amount of troops and equipment involved. However, they haven't managed to advance a single meter, as the Ukrainian Armed Forces repel all their units. Yesterday, attacks began in the direction of Petropavlivka, but it seems they have no chance of a breakthrough there either. In the areas of Ivanivka, Yahidne and Kyselivka, offensive actions are also underway. Here, the occupiers have deployed a large number of units to break the defense. This is where they hope to penetrate and initially reach the border of Lugansk region. Further on, by establishing a new foothold, they plan to advance towards Kupiansk. However, it appears to be an unrealistic task for the Russians. Despite increasing the number of advancing units today, the front line remains unchanged within a day. The Ukrainian Armed Forces successfully repel all attacks. The Svatove direction remains unchanged. It appears that they don't see any sense in advancing, especially without success in the Kupiansk and Liman areas, so the situation remains unchanged here. In the Kremenna direction, battles are ongoing near Makiivka and shelling incidents are being reported. However, it's evident that the front line remains unchanged, indicating success on the side of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. In the Siversk direction, the occupiers continue to actively shell villages along the entire front line, but they haven't committed to offensive actions yet, and the situation remains unchanged. Okay, in the Bakhmut direction, it appears that the occupiers have started regrouping and have even ceased offensive actions towards Kyselivka and Avdiivka. Currently, only occasional shelling is reported. The Ukrainian Armed Forces, in turn, are fortifying their positions and haven't reported new offensive actions. Interestingly, it seems they still haven't managed to cross the railway, but progress can be observed near it. The occupiers are openly claiming that the Ukrainian Armed Forces have successfully secured positions near the railway branch.
In the Bakhmut direction, the armed forces of Ukraine managed to gain a foothold at the railway line near Avdiivka and Kyselivka. The Russian armed forces took positions east of the canvas.
The situation in the Avdiivka direction remains highly challenging. As most people have heard, the occupiers claim to have received a new deadline for reaching the borders of the Donetsk region and have concentrated all their efforts towards this goal. However, even Western analysts and experts have concluded that given the forces deployed and the lack of significant progress, it's indicative of a failed offensive. We can only hope that they will eventually pause their attacks, but for now the situation remains extremely complex and assaults are ongoing. Primarily, they are attempting to encircle Avdiivka, which is why they are assaulting the areas of Severne and Svatove. These are the two key regions they want to bring under their control. Despite making advances up to 4.5 kilometers deep, they haven't managed to secure their positions. They are incurring losses and remnants of their forces are falling back. Due to the heavy shelling in Avdiivka, it has become increasingly challenging to reach the city, and as a result, the assistance to the remaining residents has significantly decreased. The occupiers are particularly pleased with the fact that they have managed to establish control over all the roads.
As a result of successful actions of the RF armed forces, all roads connecting Avdiivka with the outside world were taken under fire control. There are no safe paths left for the enemy supplies for his group, which, given such ferocity of hostilities, means a rapid deterioration in his position.
Despite these challenges, the Russian counteroffensive isn't going as planned. Think back to the beginning of the Ukrainian counteroffensive in the Vuhledar and Zaporizhzhia directions. Within the first few days, they liberated several towns, and over the course of 5 days, the occupiers conducted more extensive attacks, employing greater firepower and aviation across the entire front line. Yet, despite their efforts, they failed to capture a single town. The Ukrainian armed forces are demonstrating remarkable resilience. Further south, in Mariinka, battles continue, and there has been an increase in the number of shelling incidents in the past few days. However, attacks on other towns have ceased, indicating that the occupiers might be starting to face challenges and are in the process of regrouping. In the Vuhledar direction, starting from yesterday, there has been a rise in shelling along the entire front line. There is a possibility that the Russians intend to increase their activity in the offensive actions here as well. Yet, their attempts to break through towards Staromaiorsk haven't resulted in any change in the front line, with no apparent successes. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, battles are ongoing in the area of Robotyne. Interestingly, in their latest reports, the occupiers admit that the Ukrainian armed forces are making tactical advancements in several directions.
In the Zaporizhzhia direction, the armed forces of Ukraine, with the support of artillery, attacked west of the village of Robotyne on Rivne. Minor promotion, but the vector attracts attention. The goal is to enter the rear of the defensive line of the Russian armed forces, which is located south of Kupiansk. Ukrainian troops also tried to advance to Novoprokopavka after the shelling. Under the blows of their positions in the settlements of Plavny, Mali Sherbaki, Novodanilovka, Orakov, Robotyne and Guliaipol.
Indeed, the Ukrainian armed forces continue to make periodic attempts to advance and even achieve success. Therefore, we await more substantial advancements in the future. Okay, the situation in the Kherson direction remains unchanged. Here, the occupiers report increased Ukrainian military activity across the river on boats and a rise in shelling, among other claims. However, we've heard these stories numerous times, and ultimately there have been no changes in the front line and no offensive actions are being conducted. Yet, the occupiers persist with shelling and no improvements are evident. So we await authentic news from the Ukrainian armed forces in this direction. But for now, it's known that the Ukrainian armed forces destroyed an ammunition depot of the occupiers in the area near the settlement of Ivanivka on the left bank of the river. Meanwhile, more footage featuring Russian soldiers in interviews appears on the internet. As we can observe, Russia is heavily propagandizing its military personnel.
Быстрее все закончилось, быстрее уже домой вернуться. Быстрее бы уже не сдались, все.
У вас есть ненависть к тем мужикам, которые против вас воюют?
Я просто их не понимаю. У меня нет ненависти, я просто их не понимаю. За что они воюют, для чего они воюют. Они же понимают, что это неправильно. Даже те же самые украинцы. У них деды воевали, чтобы они сейчас против нас же и воевали. Зачем это делать? За что они воюют, за что они борются? Ладно, я понимаю, там американцы, там, кто там еще, много кто кого, они там наемники, без разницы, с кем воевать, кого воевать. А украинцы, я не понимаю, за что они воюют, тем более с Россией.
Сами украинцы говорят, что они воюют за свою страну, что они защищают свою страну.
А что, у нас к ним какая агрессия была, у нас не было к ним агрессии. Они же сами агрессоры. Ну так мы защищаем украинцев же.
So, what do you think about this? Please write your opinion in the comments. And that's all for now. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.